So it's a really personal question, but what is your favorite character in We Bear Bears? Is it Ice Bear? Is it Grizzly? Or is it Panda? My obvious answer is Ice Bear, but today we're talking about Panda. It's the new chronograph from TAG Heuer in the Autavia collection, relaunched in 2022 for the 60th anniversary of the Autavia. Now, I'm breathing a huge sigh of relief because in 2019, when TAG Heuer mystifyingly re-released the Autavia as pilot and field watches with only 3 hands, I had a heart attack. What is happening to this most monumental chronograph in the Heuer history books? Why is this suddenly a 3-hander? I was not happy, and I made my feelings about that clear. So I can breathe a sigh of relief because this is not a rant about what is this brand doing to one of the most seminal chronographs that we have in the archives of watchmaking. It's a happy story. However, there's a fair bit to tell. We have a new chronograph version in 2022, and we have on the dial the big clue. It says Autavia Automatic Chronograph Flyback. This is the first flyback chronograph in the Autavia collection ever, which is pretty exciting. And it speaks to, I think, TAG Heuer's intentions with the Autavia this year, which is to reunite this most important collection with its core purpose, which is to time stuff. So I'm holding it in my hand. Let me tell you about this watch in more detail. We have a 42mm case, which has an extra 0.7mm of overhang from the bezel. We have a 50.3 lug to lug, which means on my 7-inch wrist, it's very comfortable. It is a whopping 16mm high. And that no doubt has a lot to do with the fact that not only do we have a Heuer 02 chronograph inside with 80 hours of power reserve, we have a flyback functionality added to that chronograph. And you can see a blackened rotor that looks like it's tungsten, sapphire crystal caseback, and sapphire crystal glass on the front, of course. Now, the bezel is ceramic, black ceramic, and the dial is a silvery Sunray finish, brushed. Like I've said before, our history with this watch goes quite far back. Our first ever issue of Now, the Watch Buying Guide, was released in, what year was that? 2018, and it featured a Siffert Autavia on the cover, which is very close in aesthetics to this one. However, the subdial at 6 is white here, giving it a real Panda 2-eye kind of look. Other quick design features of this watch are these big chunky pump pushers. I love them. They're super juicy. They're super fun to actuate. Like I said, the flyback functionality means that you can restart the chronograph with just a click of the second pusher without having to stop and restart. This big chunky knurled crown with the Heuer logo on it is a reference to that automotive and aviation heritage. And we have a date window recessed into the 6 o'clock subdial very subtly. So if you've got an issue with symmetry and subdials, then, and I do, I can tell you I have many issues with 4.5. I don't have any problems with this one because you can hardly see it. And like the black version, which is a really stealthy execution, the sympathetic date wheel means that you really have to look quite hard to see what date it is, which is fine with me. Now, powering this movement is the Heuer 02 caliber, which has 80 hours of power reserve. So this is a COSC certified movement, which guarantees a level of accuracy. And we have quick change straps. It is very easy to change these straps. You can see from this mechanism that it is just a quick flick of the nail and you are changed to whatever shoes you want to put on this baby. So what do we have here? We have a big chronograph that looms large in the history of chronographs. The Autavia from 1962 is back in 2022. I think it's doing what it does best. It is timing things accurately. It has this extra little bit of pizzazz with a flyback chronograph. I am really enjoying playing with this watch. I think it looks amazing with a white shirt, given that lovely silver Sunray dial. The Panda never goes out of style, even though I prefer Ice Bear from We Bear Bears. And overall, I feel an enormous sense of trust being rebuilt, that the Autavia is in a safe pair of hands at TAG Heuer. And we're going to see plenty more this year, so stay tuned.